Hello friends, in last lecture we have studied about that the development of female gametophyte. So today's our next topic is what is meant by pollination, what are the types of pollination, and what are the different types of pollination on the basis of biotic as well as abiotic agents. Okay, so first of all we have discussed about that what is meant by pollination. You know very well that the definition of pollination means the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma are called as pollination. Okay, so what is the definition of pollination? The transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of flower is called pollination. Okay, pollination it is a essential or initial or essential process of fertilization. Okay, and the pollination first discovered by Camerarius in 1694. Okay, and in plants the pollination occurs in two main ways, that is, okay, so in plants the pollination occurs in two ways, that is, first self pollination and second cross pollination. So first of all we have discussed about that self pollination. So what is the definition of self pollination? Self pollination means it is the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of same flower of same plant or same flower of different plants. So what is the definition of self pollination? Self pollination means it is the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of same or different flower of same plant are called as self pollination. So you should remember a main word in the definition. Okay, next point is the self pollination occur in two ways. Okay, so first is autogamy, and second is geitonogamy. Autogamy means the definition of autogamy are it is the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of same flower of same plant. Same flower of same plant. For example, okay, this is the plant, okay, and this plant are having flower. On flower the gynoecium are present as well as the androecium are present. When the anther release pollen grain, the pollen grain are transferred on the stigma. Okay, means flower and plant is same. So that is called as self pollination, and this type of the self pollination are called as autogamy. Okay, so the definition of autogamy is it is the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of same flower of same plant. Same flower of same plant are called as autogamy. okay, are called as autogamy. So the autogamy takes place in bisexual flower. Autogamy takes place in bisexual flower. What is the bisexual flower? The flower in which both reproductive whorl are present in same flower. That is androecium and gynoecium. That is called as bisexual flower. And this type of the flower are helpful for cell pollination. Okay. So in cell autogamy, only one flower are involved. Only one flower are involved. Okay, in autogamy only one flower are involved. And most important thing is that in autogamy the progeny is obtained, progeny or offspring is obtained, is genetically similar like parent. Genetically similar like parent. And the best example of autogamy are pea plant. Okay, so in pea plant the autogamy takes place. So this is the whole information about that autogamy. So I again repeat all points. First, the definition of autogamy. Autogamy means it is the transfer of pollen grains. It is the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of same flower of same plant. Same flower of same plant are called as autogamy. Second point, autogamy takes place in bisexual flower. Okay, only one flower are involved in autogamy, and the progeny is obtained in autogamy genetically similar like parent. And the example of autogamy is pea plant. Okay, so the another or the second type of cell pollination is geitonogamy. Okay, so what is the geitonogamy? Geitonogamy shows simple definition. Okay, what is my geitonogamy? It is the transfer of pollen grain. It is the transfer of pollen grain. It is the transfer of pollen grain. It is the transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of, from anther of one flower and the stigma of another flower of same plant. So here the flowers are different but plant are same. Okay, so that is called as geitonogamy. Means what is my geitonogamy? The transfer of pollen grain from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower. To the stigma of another flower means here the different flowers of same plant. Different flower of same plant. Okay, so that is called as geitonogamy, and it takes place in geitonogamy takes place in unisexual as well as bisexual, unisexual as well as bisexual flowers. Okay, so it involves two flowers. It involves two flowers. Okay, geitonogamy involves two flowers. Okay, and the progeny are not genetically variable. Means it is similar like as autogamy, but it is economically significant. This method is economically significant. Economically significant. And the example of geitonogamy are cucurbita. Okay, so it is the best example of geitonogamy. Okay, so this is the whole information about that geitonogamy. I again repeat the all points of geitonogamy. First of all, definition. So it is the transfer of pollen grain from one flower to the stigma of another flower of same plant are called as geitonogamy. So geitonogamy takes place in unisexual as well as in bisexual flower. So in this type of the pollination, the two flowers are involved, and this type of the pollination are economically significant. The example is cucurbita. Okay, so this is the information about that, what is meant by cell pollination, and the two main types of cell pollination, that is autogamy and geitonogamy. So the next topic is cross pollination. Next topic is cross pollination. What is my cross pollination? Cross pollination means it is the transfer of pollen grain of one flower. to the stigma of another flower of different plants of same or different species. Different plants of same or different flowers of different plants of same or different species are called as cross pollination. Okay, so I again repeat the definition of cross pollination. Okay, the transfer of pollen grain from one flower to the stigma of another flower of different plants of same species or different species are called as cross pollination. And the cross pollination occurs in two ways, or the cross pollination are having two main types. So the types of cross pollination are, first is xenogamy, and second is hybridization. Xenogamy and hybridization. So what is meant by xenogamy? Xenogamy means it is the transfer of pollen grain from one flower to the stigma of another flower of different plant of same species. That is called as different plant of same species. Different plant of same species are called as xenogamy. Okay, but what is the hybridization? So it is the type of pollination in which to transfer pollen grain from the one flower to the stigma of another flower of different plant of different species. Different plant of different species are called as hybridization. And the example of xenogamy are papaya. Okay, but the example of hybridization is, yes, the two different species or varieties of cotton. Two different varieties or species of cotton. Okay, so this is the whole information about that cross pollination. Okay, so this is the information about that, what is my pollination and what are the two main types of pollination, that is self pollination and cross pollination. But you know very well that in plants the pollination takes place with the help of biotic as well as abiotic things. They are called as pollinating agents. So what is my pollinating agents? Okay, next topic is pollinating agent. Pollinating agents. Okay, so what is the pollinating agents? The pollination takes place with the help of biotic and abiotic things are called as pollinating agents. Okay, they are called as pollinating agents. And on the basis of biotic and abiotic agents, the pollination are having different types. Okay, so which abiotic things or agents are helpful for pollination? So the abiotic things are wind and water, and biotic things means the living organism, that is insect, birds, bat, snail, snake, ant, etc. These are all are biotic agents, means animal. So the pollination takes place by animals. This type of the pollination are called as zoopily pollination. Okay, so first of all we are discuss about that the types of pollination on the basis of abiotic agents. Okay, so the next is types of pollination. Pollination on the basis of abiotic agents. Okay, so I would like to tell a simple trick how to remember the types of pollination, the types of flower in which the pollination occurs, and what is the examples of the type of pollination. Okay, so the on the basis of the abiotic agent, the pollination are having two main types. First of all, first the type of pollination. Type of pollination. Second, pollinating agent. Pollinating agent. Type of flower. Type of flower. And last one is example. Example. Okay. So on the basis of abiotic agent, the two types of the pollination occur in plants. First is anemophily pollination. Anemophily pollination. And second is hydrophily pollination. Hydrophily pollination. So what is by anemophily pollination? Anemophily pollination means the pollination takes place by wind. The pollination takes place by wind. It is the most important thing. You remember that the pollination takes place by wind are called as anemophily pollination. And this type of the pollination takes place in those flowers. They are called as anemophilous flower. Anemophilous flower. And the anemophily pollination takes place in different plants like as a wheat, rice, corn, rye, oats, palms, etc. In these all types of the plants, the anemophily pollination takes place. So corn means maize. Okay. So first of all, anemophily pollination. The pollination takes place by wind are called as anemophily pollination. Second point, this type of the pollination takes place in those flowers are called as anemophilous flowers. And example is wheat, rice, corn, rye, oats and palms. Okay. Second is hydrophily pollination. Hydrophily pollination means the pollination takes place by water. The pollination takes place by water are called as hydrophily pollination. And this type of the flowers are called as hydrophilous flowers. Okay. And the example are Vallisneria or Zoostera. Vallisneria or Zoostera. So hydrophily pollination are having two main types. Hydrophily pollination are having two main types. That is first epihydrophily and second hypohydrophily. Epihydrophily and hypohydrophily. So you know very well that ep means above and hypo means below. Means the pollination occurs above the surface of water. The pollination occurs above the surface of water are called as epihydrophily pollination. And the pollination occurs below the surface water are called as hypohydrophily pollination. Okay. So which is the example of epihydrophily pollination? So first is Vallisneria. So Vallisneria, it is the example of epihydrophily pollination. And what is the example of hypohydrophily pollination? So the example is Zoostera. Okay, Zoostera. And this type of the flowers are called, so the flower in which epihydrophily pollination occur, it is also called as epihydrophilous flower. Okay. And this type of the flower are called as hypohydrophilous flower. Okay. So these are the two main types of pollination are takes place in plants on the basis of abiotic agents. Okay, next is on the basis of, yes, on the basis of biotic agents, the types of pollination, the types of pollination, the types of pollination on the basis of, biotic agent means living things, means animals, okay, and the pollination that takes place with the help of animals are called as zoophily pollination. So we are repeat the same points in next topic. Okay, so first, the type of pollination on the basis of biotic agent, the pollination are having three main types, means only three main types are included in your syllabus. So there are several types of pollination occurs with the help of biotic agents, okay, but only today we are study about that only three main types. First type of pollination, first type is entomophily pollination. Entomophily pollination. Second type is ornithophily pollination. And third type is chiropterophily pollination. Okay, so what is by entomophily pollination? The pollination takes place by insects. It is called as entomophily pollination. The pollination takes place by birds. Are called as, yes, ornithophily pollination. And the pollination takes place by bat. Are called as chiropterophily pollination. Okay, I again repeat the definition of entomophily, ornithophily and chiropterophily. Okay, so the pollination takes place by insect are called as entomophily pollination. The pollination takes place by birds are called as ornithophily pollination, and the pollination takes place by bat are called as chiropterophily pollination. Okay, so the flower in which entomophily pollination takes place are called as entomophilous flower. Okay, the ornithophily pollination takes place in flower are called as ornithophilous flower. And the pollination takes place, the chiropterophily pollination takes place in flower are called as chiropterophilous flower. Okay, so what is the example of entomophilous flower? Rose and jasmine. Okay, means in rose and jasmine, etc. Okay, rose and jasmine, it is the example of entomophily pollination. Next is ornithophily pollination. Ornithophily pollination takes place in bombax or butia, etc. Okay, in this type of the plants the ornithophily pollination takes place, and chiropterophilous pollination takes place in Adansonia or Kigelia. Okay, so this is the information about the types of pollination are takes place. The types of pollination are takes place on the basis of biotic and abiotic agents. Okay, so next point is the floral adaptation for anemophily pollination, hydrophily pollination, entomophily pollination, ornithophily pollination and chiropterophily pollination. I would like to tell about the simple trick. How remember the floral adaptation characteristics. Okay, so today I have to tell that the main common points are found in, or the common characteristics are found in the flower of anemophily and hydrophily pollination, and the common characteristics of entomophily, ornithophily and chiropterophilous flowers. Okay, so you know very well that the wind and water is non-living things. Okay, non-living things, and due to non-living things the pollination takes place. pollination takes place. So which characteristics shown by the flowers? So first important is, so first of all I repeat the characters of the floral adaptation for anemophily and hydrophily. Common characteristics are hydrophily, pollination. These are common characteristics you should write in exam. First characteristic is the flower are smaller in size. The flower are smaller in size. Second is the flower are colorless. The flower are colorless. Okay, the flower are colorless. Third important thing is the flower do not produce nectar and fragrance. Okay, so the pollen grains are light in weight. Pollen grains are light in weight. The pollen grains are light in weight. Okay, next they produce large number of pollen grains due to more wastage. Large number of pollen grains. Next, the pollen grains are sticky in nature. And last one is the stigma are also sticky in nature. Okay, or the stigma are feathery. Okay, these are the common characteristics shown by both type of the flowers, that is anemophily and hydrophily. Okay, so the first characteristic is the flower are smaller in size. The flower are colorless, means they are not attractive and showy. Third, the flower do not produce nectar because they do not have nectar glands. So the pollen grains are light in weight. Okay, the flower produce large number of pollen grain because the large amount of pollen grains are wastage through wind as well as water. Okay, and the pollen grains are sticky. Okay, and the stigma are sticky and feathery. So these are the floral adaptation for anemophily and hydrophily pollination. So what is the floral adaptation for entomophily, ornithophily and chiroptera pollination? So these are the opposite characteristics. So first is, here the flower is smaller in size, the flower are larger in size. Okay, so the first floral characteristic is flower are larger in size. Second is the flower is colorful, showy and attractive. Okay, third characteristic is the flower produce nectar and fragrance due to the presence of nectar glands. Fourth characteristic is the pollen grains are heavy. Fifth characteristic is the less number of pollen grains are produced, and in some type of the plants the pollen grains are edible. For example, in Chiropterophilus flower produce edible pollen grains. Okay, edible pollen grains. But about that, the ornithophilus flower, in ornithophilus flowers, the fragrance means they are lack of fragrance because the birds are having poor sense of smell. Okay, and the pollen grains and stigma are sticky in nature. Okay, so these are the common characteristics or the common floral adaptation are shown by three types of the flowers, that is entomophilus, ornithophilus and chiropterophilus. I again repeat the floral characteristics of entomophilus, ornithophilus and chiropterophilus flower. First, the flower are larger in size. Second, the flowers are colorful and attractive and showy in nature. The flower produce nectar and fragrance. The pollen grains are heavy in weight. Okay, the less number of pollen grains are produced due to the yes, less wastage, and the pollen grains and stigma are sticky in nature. Okay, so this is the total information about that, what is meant by pollination and the types of pollination. Okay friends, if you like my lecture, please share and subscribe it. Okay, thank you.